Seniors, imagine doing everything right in the gym and kitchen, yet watching your strength vanish because of a single common prescription sitting in your medicine cabinet. You have been told that sarcopenia, which is the age-related loss of muscle, is inevitable. But the terrifying reality is that for millions of adults over 65, this muscle loss is not natural at all. It is chemically induced by the very medications you trust to protect your heart, your stomach, and your joints. New research reveals that 5 specific drug classes act as metabolic poisons to muscle tissue. They do not just slow down growth. They actively disassemble your muscle fibers at the cellular level or block the chemical signals required for repair. And the shocking truth is that number 1 is a medication so potent it can liquefy type 2 muscle fibers in a matter of weeks. In this video, we are going to reveal the top 5 medications destroying muscle mass after age 65. Number 5 is a popular anti-aging trend that is backfiring on active seniors, but number 1 is the biological nuclear option you need to watch out for. Before we begin, tell us in the comments your age and where you are watching from. We read every response to help us create better content for you. Now, let's get started. And be ready, because number 5 challenges everything you think you know about longevity. Number 5, the anti-aging paradox, metformin. We begin with a medication that has recently gained a reputation as a miracle drug for life extension. Metformin is the gold standard for treating type 2 diabetes. However, a growing number of healthy seniors are taking it off-label, believing it mimics the effects of fasting and slows down the aging process. But here is the medical reality that most life extension enthusiasts ignore. While metformin is a lifesaver for those with uncontrolled blood sugar, it acts as a muscle blunter in healthy older adults who exercise. The drug works by stressing the mitochondria, which are the power plants of your cells, to improve how your body handles insulin. But that stress comes at a steep price for your physical strength. To build muscle, your body relies on a specific signaling pathway called mTOR. This pathway acts like a construction foreman that tells your body to build new tissue after you lift weights or go for a walk. Metformin specifically inhibits the mTOR pathway. It effectively tells the construction crew to go home exactly when they should be working. Research conducted at the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation analyzed this effect in a pivotal clinical trial. They placed healthy older adults on a 12-week aerobic exercise program. Half the group took a placebo, and the other half took metformin. The results were shocking. The seniors taking the placebo saw significant improvements in muscle mass and mitochondrial respiration. However, the group taking metformin saw virtually no increase in skeletal muscle mass, despite doing the exact same amount of work. The drug canceled out the benefits of their physical activity. The researchers concluded that metformin inhibits the mitochondrial adaptations to aerobic exercise training in older adults. This means you could be sweating in the gym 3 days a week, but if you were taking this drug for anti-aging purposes, you might be chemically preventing your body from getting stronger. If you are diabetic, this medication is likely essential. But if you are taking it solely for longevity, you must understand the trade-off. You are trading your current functional strength for a theoretical future benefit. This blunting effect accelerates the very frailty you are trying to avoid. Before we continue, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Don't miss the life-changing tips still ahead. Number 4, the acid assassin, proton pump inhibitors. You might be taking this next medication because you have heartburn, acid reflux, or simply because your doctor prescribed it years ago to protect your stomach. Proton pump inhibitors, which include drugs like omeprazole or esomeprazole, are among the most widely used medications in the world. They work by permanently disabling the pumps in your stomach lining that produce hydrochloric acid. While this stops the burning sensation in your chest, it introduces a catastrophic problem for your muscles. Stomach acid is not just a waste product. It is a vital chemical tool required to activate pepsin, which is the enzyme responsible for breaking down dietary protein. Think of protein molecules like a tightly knotted rope. Your body cannot use the rope until it is untied and cut into individual threads called amino acids. Without sufficient stomach acid, that rope remains knotted. You can eat a high-quality steak or a piece of salmon, but your body cannot extract the leucine and essential amino acids locked inside it. This leads to a condition known as protein malabsorption. A review from the University of Copenhagen Department of Clinical Medicine highlighted that long-term suppression of gastric acid significantly reduces the absorption of key nutrients, including vitamin B12 and protein. But the damage goes deeper. Research from Radboud University Medical Center discovered that chronic PPI use is strongly linked to hypomagnesemia, which is a severe deficiency in magnesium. Magnesium is critical for muscle contraction and relaxation. When your levels drop, your muscles become weak, prone to cramping, and resistant to growth. You are effectively starving your muscles of both the building blocks they need to grow and the minerals they need to function. This creates a state of artificial malnutrition. You are eating enough food, but your cells are starving. Many seniors stay on these drugs for decades without realizing they were intended for short-term use. If you have been on a PPI for more than 8 weeks, you need to have a serious conversation with your doctor about your nutritional status. Your muscle density depends on what you absorb, not just what you eat. But even if you digest your protein perfectly, the next medication on our list stops the repair process before it even starts. Number 3. The false friend, chronic NSAID use. This next category represents a habit that is so common among seniors that most people do not even consider it medication. You wake up with a stiff knee or an aching back, so you reach for the bottle of ibuprofen or naproxen. These non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, are the go-to solution for osteoarthritis and daily aches, but there is a hidden biological cost to silencing your pain every single day. Most seniors do not realize that inflammation is not always the enemy. Acute inflammation is actually the specific biological signal that tells your muscle tissue to repair itself after activity. When you go for a walk or lift a grocery bag, you create microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Your body releases a chemical distress signal through the COX-2 enzyme pathway. This signal wakes up satellite cells, which are the stem cells responsible for regenerating muscle tissue. When you take an NSAID, you block the COX-2 enzyme. You turn off the alarm system. While the pain disappears, so does the signal for regeneration. Researchers at the Ball State University Human Performance Laboratory investigated this mechanism in human subjects. They found that the consumption of common painkillers like ibuprofen after exercise blunted the muscle protein synthesis response. The drug effectively severed the connection between the physical stimulus and the biological repair. For a senior taking these drugs daily, the cumulative effect is disastrous. You are placing your muscles in a state of constant wear and tear without ever allowing the repair cycle to complete. Over months and years, this leads to a gradual thinning of muscle tissue that doctors often mistake for normal aging. It is important to distinguish between occasional use and chronic use. Taking a pill once a month for a headache will not destroy your physique, but relying on them every morning to get through the day creates a biochemical environment where muscle maintenance is impossible. You are trading long-term mobility for short-term comfort. And while painkillers stop the signal, the next medication cuts the power to the factory entirely. Number 2. The energy thief, high-dose statins. We have arrived at the most controversial and widely prescribed class of drugs for seniors in the developed world. Statins are used to lower cholesterol and prevent heart disease, and for high-risk patients, they are undeniably effective. However, millions of seniors are prescribed high-dose statins for primary prevention, and they often pay a heavy price with their mobility. The condition is so common, it has its own medical acronym, SAMS, which stands for Statin-Associated Muscle Symptoms. To understand why this happens, you must look at how the drug works. Statins block an enzyme in your liver called HMG-CoA reductase to stop the production of cholesterol. Unfortunately, this is the exact same pathway your body uses to produce coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is a vital nutrient that acts as the spark plug for your mitochondria. It is required to generate ATP, which is the chemical energy that powers every muscle contraction in your body. When you take a statin, you can deplete your body's reserves of coenzyme Q10 by as much as 40%. Without adequate fuel, your muscle cells begin to dysfunction. The European Atherosclerosis Society published a consensus panel report detailing the impact of this mitochondrial dysfunction. They noted that the symptoms range from mild weakness and fatigue to severe myopathy and muscle pain. But the real danger for seniors is the behavioral spiral this causes. When your muscles feel tired and heavy, you stop moving. You stop taking the stairs. You stop walking the dog. This medication-induced sedentariness causes your muscles to atrophy from disuse, which is far more damaging than the drug itself. It is a vicious cycle where the treatment for your heart weakens the rest of your body. If you are experiencing muscle weakness on statins, it is not something you should ignore or accept as old age. It is a sign of metabolic stress. Many doctors are now prescribing coenzyme Q10 supplements alongside statins to mitigate this damage, but you must ask for it. You need your heart to work, but you also need your legs to carry you. But get ready, because number one is not a side effect. It is a direct chemical attack on your muscle fibers. Number 1. The muscle melter, oral corticosteroids. We have reached the number 1 most destructive medication for senior muscle mass. Glucocorticoids, such as prednisone, hydrocortisone, or dexamethasone, are the nuclear option of modern medicine. They are prescribed for conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and polymyalgia rheumatica. While they are powerful anti-inflammatories that can save lives during a flare-up, they are also the most catabolic agents known to science. The word catabolic means breaking down, and that is exactly what these drugs are designed to do. Unlike the other medications on this list, which accidentally harm muscle, corticosteroids actively target muscle tissue to survive. They trigger a survival mechanism that perceives the body as under attack. To provide fuel for your vital organs, the drug upregulates the ubiquitin proteasome pathway. This is a cellular shredding system that disassembles the proteins in your muscles to release amino acids into the bloodstream for energy. It is literally melting your muscle to feed your liver. Research from the Université Catholique Louvain confirms that this atrophy is rapid and profound. The study highlights that glucocorticoid-induced muscle atrophy specifically targets type 2 muscle fibers. These are your fast-twitch fibers. They are the strength fibers you rely on to stand up from a chair or catch yourself when you trip. This is why seniors on chronic steroids often develop what is called steroid myopathy, characterized by severe weakness in the thighs and upper arms. You might notice that your legs look thinner while your belly gets larger. This is the hallmark redistribution of tissue caused by the drug. It is a forced trade-off between suppressing your immune system and preserving your structure. For many seniors, these drugs are necessary to breathe or move without debilitating pain. But the duration and dosage are the critical factors. A short course for a week is recoverable. Years of daily use without countermeasures will almost certainly lead to frailty. If you must take them, resistance training and high-protein intake become medical requirements, not optional hobbies. You have to fight the chemical signal that is telling your body to shrink. The battle to maintain your strength after 65 is difficult enough without your own medicine cabinet working against you. It is terrifying to think that the pills designed to keep you safe could be the very things making you frail. But knowledge is your protection. You are not helpless in this situation. The goal of this information is not to make you stop your medication cold turkey, which can be dangerous. The goal is to empower you to have a different conversation with your doctor. You can ask about lower effective doses. You can ask about alternative therapies that are friendlier to your muscles. You can ask about nutritional support to counteract the deficiencies these drugs create. Your body is resilient, but it needs you to be its advocate. When you understand the mechanism, you can mitigate the damage. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these 5 medications have you taken, and have you noticed a change in your strength? Share your experience in the comments below, because your story could help someone else spot the warning signs. Thanks for watching.